So quickly, I wanted to talk about the opioid problem in Seattle is so prevalent that the muscles are testing positive for oxycodone.
Yes.
Okay?
So, if you can't afford your oxy, all you got to do is eat some mussels.
Just eat a lot of mussels from Seattle. I mean...
Yep, you just got to get some imported Seattle mussels. And also, if you're going to fail your drug test in Seattle,
you can
blame it on the mussels.
So you could totally say that you ate too many mussels. So, what's going on is, while tracking for pollution levels in the waters of the Puget Sound... Puget Sound. Researchers said trace amounts of oxycodone were discovered in the tissue of mussels.
Yeah.
Obviously, oxycodone is a powerful narcotic used to treat severe pain.
Yeah.
It's highly addictive.
Yeah. And,
they're saying here it gives you the same euphoric properties as heroin. I don't know. I'm taking a lot of... some of this, and I don't have any, euphoric.
Well, you're not taking oxy.
I'm taking Vicodin, but I don't take 30 a day either, so I think I really got to hammer it down. But, so that's insane. So what's going on? Is it are they disposing of it?
No, so, what happens is this stuff, when people flush their old meds down the toilet or even in their urine, it goes into the ground. It gets into the water system. And
that's gross though to think of it that way.
Yeah.
Ew.
Mussels filter water, and the toxins from the filtered water stay inside.
Shame.
I gotta ring the bell. That's disgusting.
Shame.
Yeah. So
now
there
that
must
you said
be a lot
it that
of
way.
There must be a lot of...
So many people are using opioids that their urine has got so much in it that it's filtering in through the muscles.
I think that's how it goes.
I don't know. You know what? People don't trust us because we are old ladies that are just like millennials. We only read the headline.
No, I did read some of the article, but it was like a week. That was like an older one. That was from like a week ago. But mussels, that's the general idea. Whatever the toxin gets in the water, and the mussels filter the water, so that cleans the water. The water around the mussel is clean, but the mussels keep the toxins inside of them. And that's for any mussel does that. We have zebra mussels in Lake Ontario.
Right, and they're a nuisance.
They do the same thing. No, they're not. They're good. They're actually pretty good.
But they've overrun and they damage boats, and it's
but that water is cleaner than it's ever been because of them. So all that Kodak stuff that used to be in that water, it's not there anymore. Yeah. It's inside those little mussels at the bottom. So
So listen,
they can live through anything. So that's what we got. Yeah,
that's true. But listen, my next story is going to be controversial for a millennial to discuss, but not for us, because I'm sorry, this is like completely ridiculous. But first, let me play. I have my new song for the millennials. Unfortunately, you can't hear right now, but it's Dr. Jean. And it's called the Guacamole Song. And because the millennials seem to love the guacamole.
I like the guacamole, too.
Okay, well, in honor of them,
I like it. I don't eat it as much as they do. I do like it, yeah. So this is going to be our new song. Yeah. When we discuss the millennials. So. I love it. That's great. Yeah, right. So. Thank you, Dr. Jean, for that opening. Okay, listen, Amy. You're fed up, aren't you? It's too much, okay? So I'm scrolling through my news feed. Yeah, you're going. And I happened to find a Instagram page for a child that's being raised without a sex. Oh, gender neutral. Gender neutral, okay? Yeah. And it's called Raising Zoomer Coyote. That's its name. Coyote. Zoomer Coyote. Right. And it's, 2 very hipster guacamole eating millennials that I seriously just want to like slap across the face right now. So I am so over this. And I own two. Listen, I own two millennials.
You're a gay mom. I mean, you're a gay mom. You're pretty open.
Thank you. But this has really gone too far at this point. All right, I'm sorry. It's gone too far. So, Zoomer Coyote, it's only to be talked about as an it, they, or there.
Yes, they use the plurals. And that's for a lot of people. I try to... I don't know anyone personally that requests to be called by those pronouns, but if I did, I would try to use them,
But if it's an adult...
Right, yes.
This is a baby. All right, if you're an adult... and you want to be perceived as gender neutral, you've made that decision when you were old. You know what I mean? That's different. But to be taking a little baby, and they have gone through such extremes to hide the sex of this child. They are very upset that the hospital has forced them to put he or she. But they did it. They knew they had to. And they also have written a manual. Basically on their website, which I call it a manual on how it's not. It's just how to raise a child and deal with passports, which you have to put a sex on. They said they're okay with. They said when the child is about 4, they're going to let the child decide what sex it is. When it's 4.
Yeah, this is all kinds of nuts. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why, and this is not an intolerance situation. I'm just going to go by my observation of this particular situation. This doesn't definitely doesn't mean the same for anybody who's raising a possibly transgender child. These people are in it for the money. Okay.
No, thank you. They have now put an entire Instagram site.
Here's the thing. If you wanted to do what's best for your child, you remain low key about the situation. You don't start a huge Instagram page. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's hundreds of pictures on here.
Yeah, you're looking it up, right?
And a book deal and all these things. They're obviously trying to draw. So they want to downplay this child's sex, yet draw all this unnecessary attention to this child and not just let the child be.
Yeah, talk about trying to be an internet influencer.
You're putting the kid under the microscope, and this is completely unfair. What they're doing is ridiculous. It's unfair. I don't care who disagrees or what. They're not bringing light to the issue by doing what they're doing. They're actually narcissistically profiting off this child's
it's horrible.
Existence. The whole existence.
Right.
So what are they going to do? Be on Oprah when they reveal the gender, or Ellen? Try to sign a deal to exclusive rights to show what the child chooses, and also you do what's best for your child based on their behavior as they get older. If a child starts to, say I had a baby, and maybe around the age of 2 or 3, they start to exhibit signs that, kind of make me question, well, I wonder if this kid could be trans, or if they're just going to be like me, like a tomboy, or whatever you want to call me. I don't refer to myself as that, but whatever. Maybe they're going to have short hair and masculine clothes. Then yes, I would start treating the child with that type of respect, but I wouldn't start drawing so much attention to it that...
Well, not as a newborn. I mean, my thing is they've done this with a newborn child. They have decided to put this little child in. So now in this one, and now what their last post said is,
you're gonna have all these weird stalkers looking at the picture of this kid, and creeps and everything else.
So there was an article in the New York Times that this couple did. It was called "They Buy," and it was in the New York Magazine, and they have generated a lot of attention in spin-off articles about whatever they call how they're raised. There's a name now for people raising children like this from birth, and they've obviously gotten a lot of negative attention. And I mean, you know what? And I don't think people should be on their page name calling or, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I mean, for me, I think they're completely exploiting this child, which is 10 times worse to me than the point they're trying to make.
Exactly. Yep.
You know?
You said it in a nutshell.
Right. So, you know, they want everything to be labelless and this and that. And I'm like, let's be realistic. I mean, we're not going to have a complete labelless word, life, people. I mean, and I'm like, they're so upset about applications asking if you're male or female, you know, and I could understand if they had a 10-year-old who had made this decision for themselves and they're fighting for their child. This child
has no idea what's going on.
None.
This child has no idea what's going on.
And a daycare.
And honestly, like with the probability of nature, this child will grow up to be most likely exclusively male or female.
Yeah.
You know? Most likely this child...
And most likely will identify with whatever gender it probably is.
It's exactly.
You know what I mean? Let's not say that...
That's just laws of probability. It's not, you know... it's not anything other than laws of probability.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's not say that every child, if it wasn't for them saying, you know, if you have a girl and you said it's a girl and... you gave her girl toys, whatever they consider. If she played with dollies, I don't know. I don't know. The whole thing is just too much.
This is beyond painting like the room green.
Yeah.
Like a neutral green and letting the kid play and wear, you know, a boy's t-shirt or a girl's dress, you know, like whatever. You know, this is like beyond that. This is exploitative, like you said. Oh, wow. Hi, Max.
Yeah, Max just Max is mad
about it too.
He's been
like,
sleeping.
You know what? Max is like, I don't have my balls anymore. I'm still a male, and you know, he's just he doesn't want that little kid going through that. So
that's my opinion, and I hope I haven't upset too many people.
No, but
I'm not trying
more people are gonna do this. More people are going to do this if they think they can make money off of it. Mm-hmm. You know.
So we are on the same page that it would be different if the child had been older and made this decision for itself.
Yes, it was exhibiting signs of you know, maybe not being what they were born with. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my daughter always played with Tonka trucks.
I did too. I was playing with He-Man guys.
Right. My daughter never really played. Right.
I mean, all my Barbies.
Yeah,
you know?
She wasn't much for playing with the Barbies. She always gravitated. She never liked to wear dresses. But
that didn't look. Did she turn out transgender though? No. I didn't either. So what if my parents had assumed that because I liked playing with He-Man and, you know, as I even got older, I refused to wear, like, girls' jeans and I like dark color clothes. What if they're like, what if they started telling me, ooh, you're transgender, and started pushing me towards, like, this kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I
didn't end up being, you know?
Yeah,
it's like...
So I think I agree, yeah. But, I mean, I feel like, you know, my daughter's older now. But back then, a lot of people were like, oh, well, they really, family members thought I should put her in a dress even though she fought me, you know? And I always was like, no, she's going to wear what she wants. I was very, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to push her. I mean, there were times I did have to push her into doing things like taking a shower. I mean...
that goes across all genders. That's
right.
Not really a gender
but,
thing.
you know, she was one of those kids that wanted to be out in the dirt and didn't want to take a shower. I mean, you know, what am I going to say? No, my daughter never has to take a shower because she doesn't want to. Or that's, you know, I don't know.
That's not a boy or a girl thing.
Yeah, the whole thing is just crazy. But, so they got my guacamole song. And I'm done with them. Moving on to the Brazilian woman who was born without a vagina.
Oh, my. Yes. The poor thing.
So, Amy sent me this, and this is an Amy story. So,
and, you know, honestly, it's got a pretty happy ending with some interesting scientific results. You know, of course, it's like an oddity, but it definitely has some major scientific implications behind
Right.
Like what happened. So she, she was, I guess this happens to it's more common than you think.
I had no idea. These numbers are pretty high. It's a very rare disorder, but